Hi, and welcome to this Milap podcast. My name is Alok, and I'm the Artistic Director of Milap. And we're really happy to be presenting to you a conversation with Kousic Sen, an amazing tabla artist, a percussionist who has got a big track record in composition, training, performance, collaboration. And guess what? We're lucky enough that he is Milap's artist in residence. We've introduced him many times on live performances as a teacher, as a conductor, a composer, and so it's great to have a chat with him today and find out a lot more about him. So thank you, Kousic, and tell me first, we'd love to know, after all this experience and all the work you've done, it would be great to go back to the beginning, and can you tell me first, what was it that really got you excited, interested, and passionate about Indian music?
Oh, yes. The music was being introduced to me at the very early age. Actually, I can't remember when I have started. So it came from my parents that I started banging tabla on my father's lap. They started like this and became, and later on, started learning more, and then I don't know how it became a profession, but it came slowly somehow. It is a very interesting story.
And so you started before you can remember, and then do you remember a point at which you decided that I love tabla and I love Indian music?
Yes, because from my mother's side, she used to pressurize me for the educations, and from my father's side, okay, go for the music. So when I did my graduations in commerce, and then I did cost accountancy, so started applying for job and this, and then on one interview I had some problem with the interviewers and me, and then I decided, no, from today I have decided I am going to play tabla. It just came like that.
And at that time, were you learning with other professionals, or who did you go to a different guru, or so how did you change when you decided that you wanted to become a tabla player? Did you change your training when you said
yes,
that?
Actually, as you know, you are also with the music, Indian music for a long time. We have different schools or gharanas. So luckily, I had chance to learn in two different gharanas. One is from Farrukhabad, one is from Banaras. So at the very childhood age, very early age, I started with Farrukhabad from late Pandit Maniklal Pal, and then I moved to Banaras Gharana, late Professor Biswanath Bose, and then Pandit Kumar Bose, one of the living legend now. So this has actually has given me a vast knowledge of two Gharanas. So very few tabla players in my generations has training of two gharanas or two different schools. That helped me a lot actually for my profession.
And how did you train? Like what did learning and training look like in those days?
Yeah, in those days it is still there. I had to go to my teacher's house, and when I was very small, my parents used to take me, and later on I used to go on my own, and it was a long day, very long day training, because suppose my teacher is teaching 30 students a day, but I had to be there, the first person to make the class ready and everything, and then till the last person, finished learning, I had to stay there. So, but this is how I also learned how to teach. I used to follow, and sometimes he used to tell me, oh, just write this to him, this tukra or this qaida to him, like that. So that, and later on I took over his classes when he used to go for tour with Pandit Ravi Shankarji for a long time. Then I started teaching his students. So this is like Guru Sishya Parampara, I have learned from our Guru.
I've known over the years you to be very open-minded and open to learning about other styles, other artists, not fixed in one gharana.
Yeah, because...
So how did you get that idea of how?
Yeah, because the city, I'm from Calcutta, and I have never been told to not to go to this or concert or not listen to this concert. We were very open. So I used to go to many concerts, not only Indian concerts, North Indian concerts, also Kannada concerts, and I'm lucky, really lucky that I born in Calcutta, and that is, you can find music each and every morning, evening there. So that's how we made a group kind of thing, all the musicians, that we used to go, tomorrow he is performing there. Day after tomorrow he is performing there. So we used to go and attend all the concerts. So that's why we have some knowledges from different genres also. That's why later on I played with Karnataka, so I had no problem, because we used to listen from our childhood. Listening is a big teaching thing or learning thing you can when you are young.
And also non-Indian music.
Yeah.
I guess you must have listened to a lot as well.
Yeah, because of a few clubs are there. They still do fusion kinds of music, and sometimes they bring jazz musicians from outside of India. So we had some connections that we used to know, in this club somebody is playing, we used to go there and attend those concerts. So maybe at that time could not understand the whole meaning of that, but it helped me later on when I started working with them.
And can you tell us also about your first visit to England, or your first connection with England, and then how you met Milap and started working with us as well?
Yeah, it's a long time back. I first came to UK in 1988, and I stayed mostly in London, and I had a tour, and it was a long tour, like more than 5 months. And at that time in 88, I did not have opportunity to play for Milap, but in the next visit, the second visit in 1990, I first played Milap's concert in Manchester. And I met Dr. Nayakji and Geeta Nayakji. So then I started playing so many times for Milap, and we are really connected since then.
Amazing. And in your time in England, you've had to do, you've done many concerts in England, in India, in USA, Europe. Are there any performances or any festivals or anything that stand out for you that you remember over the years?
Yes, it is, because each and every concerts are important for me and challenging and something new. And yes, I have got some opportunities with very renowned artists around the world. So, like without any notice, somebody called me before half an hour that you have to come and play with a huge, big name artist. So this kind of thing, I can remember those things, And sometimes, with other genres, like I was invited to Bali to play with the gamelan in front of 10,000 people. It's a huge festival, and I was the first tabla player to play with the gamelan there. And it was a huge success. And then next day at the airport, they gave me all the, upgradations and everything. They gave me all the newspapers, cuttings. So this kind of thing is really, I can still remember.
Yeah. And When you do performances with other cultures, collaborations, cross-genre, what do you think you need? Like what kind of approach or what kind of attitude do you think you need to bring?
First thing is you need to understand them, that because accompanying is always, it doesn't mean that how you are showing your ability. Accompanying means that how you are going to make music together and present it to the audience. So that is the main thing, always it should be in your mind, and then you should understand what kind of music they are playing. Like if some very soft kind of piece they are playing and I am playing very loudly, then I am just ruining the music. So you have to understand. And also other thing is, each and every music in this world has mathematical calculations behind that. If you can understand that, if you can try to learn that from them, if you have any problem, then ask them, make clear before going to the stage, then you are free to play with them. This is a very challenging thing, but also interesting thing. At the same time you are learning something, also they are learning something from me, I am learning something from them. So this is how I think one collaboration music can go further up. Otherwise it is not fighting that, oh, Indian music is good and jazz is bad and this and that, I know more or he knows more. It is not like that. So you have to be accompanying with the other musicians.
And when you're presenting, you said you have to think about the presentation to the audience. If someone is new to Indian music and has never heard it before, what do you think they can expect when they come and listen to tabla or any other improvised concert? How do you
Look, this is all over the world. Many people loves music. They don't understand what raga, what tala, and they just love music, and for that they come. Everywhere, even in India, if you see there are 500 people, that doesn't mean 500 people understand what is the raga, what is the tala. They don't know. They don't want to know. They want the result, that how I am liking, how I feel. But they can tell you if there is one, out of tune or something like that, they can say, oh, this place is not good. But they don't know. But they love music. That's why anywhere I have seen that if you even get 10 people does not understand the whole music. But they love music. That's why they spend their time, their money and energy to come to a concert. And our duty is to fulfill him or her. That's it.
And that's lovely to hear, because we also feel in Milap that you shouldn't necessarily have to understand Indian music culture.
Yeah, like you have seen that with Kannada vocal, I don't understand that language, but I had to play with him. So it's not about the language, it's about the music. And always there is a cycle of talas, so if you can understand, and if you can understand the mood of the artist, mood of the compositions, then you can accompany him or her much better.
And in Britain, you've seen there's a culture of Indian music, and lots of people are learning and creating and producing their own music and concerts and albums and so on. What do you think about that? How things are going in England with Indian music?
Yeah, few young generations musicians are doing really well. Few sitar players are there, few tabla players are there, santoor player is there, who born here in UK, and they are still learning, or they are performing in different places, different cities, different countries, which whom I know them from their very childhood, and it is really going very well for Britain. As a future, I think so many British-born musicians will perform all over the world, which has already started.
Yeah, that's really special about England, actually.
Yeah.
And if you were talking to a emerging artist or a young artist who is at the start of their career, can you give them a message or some ideas of like what do you think is important to build a career as a tabla player or as any Indian musician?
Yeah, I can tell only one thing, that it's never-ending learning story, this music, any kind of music. And they are doing very well. I always wish them all the best for their future. And but the thing is, don't stop learning. Learning is not that you have to go to a big, renowned artist or something like that. Try to understand, try to culture more things that you want to, how you can progress yourself more, and try to do something on your own. Like if I learn something from my teacher, okay, that is fine. I will practice that. But try to bring something out of that so that that will be yours. So people will come to listen your music. Not that I am learning from my teacher and I am playing the same thing. And other student is also playing the same thing. No, try to, you learn from your guru, but try to culture yourself, try to develop, try to listen other people. Forget about the gharana, and because everything is now globalized. In our childhood, we did not have YouTube or something like that, so we had to arrange or recordings in cassettes or something like that. But nowadays, you can listen so many things. This is on your fingertips. So keep listening, keep thinking, and develop yourself, and play your own music. Not what you have learned exactly that. Out of that, you create something on your own. So that will be your own. Because people don't like copy thing, If you want to buy a shoe, you will go to Nike. You are not going to buy, copy of Nike or something like that.
So it's really good to hear about your early life and career and how you got to where we are today. But for us, what's really exciting is that a few years ago, we were doing so much work with you that you became our first artist in residence. So now we get to see you perform, to teach, to create percussion pieces for our bands and orchestras. So can you tell us a little bit about those first occasions that you worked with Milap as an artist in residence?
Yeah, first actually it is I feel very lucky myself that I have just shifted from one cultural city to another cultural city. So that Calcutta is a music city to Liverpool is a music city. So this, I really feel lucky for this. And I have been working with Milap for a long time, but I started, working regularly after coming here to UK. And then at that time I used to come from Leeds and started playing performances, also slowly teaching everywhere for Milap, and also doing works for Milap with other genres like jazz, with jazz and Samio, Tarang, everyone. So what you are doing also is very much interesting, and very few people, I have not seen even one organization is doing this kind of varieties of music presentation in one single organization. So there is a big scope for me also to teach and to play not only North Indian classical, so North Indian with Carnatic, and then fusion music, and then our percussion group, or young percussion players who born here in UK, and they are really doing well. And before the pandemic, actually, till then we had so many concerts they played, and we enjoyed like anything with our summer schools, Indica, so many things are there. So there is so much of work, and so much of, at the same time, I'm learning so many things.
Yeah. I think what's great for us also is that we can put you in any situation and you find a way of enjoying it, or sharing something, or contributing something really positive. So I was thinking first about your work with our band Darang and our National Youth Orchestra Samyo. So over the years I've seen you compose and coach them as a percussion tutor. So what have you enjoyed about being a percussion tutor?
First, at the beginning, actually, I have to make them understand that this is a group work, because some kids has more ability, some kids are little bit less ability, but you are playing together. This is not the place that how good you can play on your own. That is different side. But when you are coming to play together, how you should present it. That took some time, because before that they did not have this kind of idea. And then slowly, when they performed in London, in Queen Elizabeth Hall, and everywhere, so many other places, so that sounds really good. It's not that I can play a little bit faster than you, so I can play something else. That is not a group work. So this took me a long time, and then later on they understood, and this will help them for lifelong. In any genre, when they are going to collaborate or something like that, this training will help them.
And I know I've seen you perform with artists a lot younger than you, or a lot further back than you in their musical journeys. And I really love the way you coach other artists through a concert. So how do you manage to do that kind of work as well?
Yeah, that again, I'm going to tell the same thing, that when I'm going to accompany somebody, so that means we both, or we three, how many artists are there on the stage, we are going to present a good music. It is not that we are fighting on the stage, and it's not the place that how much you know, how much I know. This is the main thing. Your motto should be that how you can create a good music. Sometimes I played with a teacher, and then I have actually played with 3 generations. Teacher, then his student, then his student. So I know their ability, how far they can go. So I have to accompany according to their ability. It is not the place that I can show how much you are weaker than me or something like that. But how we can present a good music.
And I've seen that you lift up other artists as well who are playing with you.
Yeah, that is one of the main duty of the accompanist in any genre.
Yeah.
Any genre.
And the other thing which we've enjoyed a lot with you is, as artist in residence, is seeing you in different genres. I think one of the first times I heard you perform was with a flamenco group years ago, Katak Flamenco.
Yeah.
And then I know you've performed in Milap's own Indo Jazz Club Band, and you've performed with, of course, Carnatic music and many other genres. So, say with a project like Katak Flamenco, how do you approach that kind of work?
Yeah, collaboration is a thing that first both sides, I think, need to know a little bit of their music. Then you can collaborate, and if you know the mathematical cycles or calculations of that composition, what others are playing, or if the other side can understand our side, like we have a a rule that if we start one certain cycle, we are not supposed to change. Suppose we started with 3 tal 16 beats, we are not supposed to change. We have to finish, then you can start another cycle. But in jazz, when I was first introduced with the jazz music, then I used to know they keep changing. They are not in 11 beats. They started with 11 beats, but now they are playing 10 and a half. Then going back to 11, then going to 12, like that. Then coming back to 5/5. So this is a huge difference. And you have to be, you have to concentrate and you have to follow the music. You have to know the music. Then only you can go with them. At that time, if you tell them, no, this is our rule, Indian rule, you start at 11, you have to stay on 11. That is not the rules for all the musics.
Yeah.
Or any kind of, not only mathematical calculations, only raga.
Yeah.
No, they don't think about raga.
Yeah.
Their music is composed and they improvised on that. So if somebody thinks, no, he's going out of raga, that is a big problem.
Yeah.
So you have to come out from the Indian rules and regulations. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also love the way that you match, apart from mathematics, you match the mood of the music as well. So you adjust your style of playing for each artist, each genre, each time of the day. So there's a lot of variety that you have to bring into your tabla playing too.
Yeah, again, I'll tell the same thing, that you have to understand the mood of the music. So, also Indian raga has different mood, but each and every music has a mood. Some are slow, some are pathetic, some are very energetic. So according to that you have to accompany.
Yeah. I mean, we've been lucky, we've seen you in so many different formats, so many different spaces in Milap, as a teacher, as a composer, as a performer. So, like you said, you've swapped one musical city for another. Tell us a little bit about what life is like in Liverpool for you.
I am really happy that I came to Liverpool and I'm introduced with Milap, and I'm working for a long time with the Milap. And not only Milap, this is a music city. Wherever we go, we get good number of audiences. They love music, not only Indian music, they love all kind of music. And most of the time, all the concerts, is house full. So this is an amazing city, and also, Liverpool is one of the most cultured and cultural city in UK or in Europe, you can say. So I'm really lucky to be here in Liverpool.
And it's so great for us too. And from here, you go out to do festivals, you go and perform on tour, you perform in many different settings around England and Europe as well.
Yeah, Europe, USA, everywhere.
Yeah. So is there anything, like what kind of things do you enjoy about traveling and performing in all these different settings? Is there anything that stands out for you?
Yeah, traveling, I love traveling. I think each and every musician loves traveling. And I have traveled a lot also, and still now traveling. But at the same time also I am committed with Milap to teach here for the kids also. So that's why I am taking that 30 weeks for teaching. Definitely most of the 30 weeks I am here. I try my best to be here. And then rest I try to play other concerts in other country.
Yeah.
Otherwise in UK I can travel and play. So I'm concentrating to teach also here. So, and really few kids are doing very good. So hopefully they will come out very soon as a Milap production. Yeah. So
I think that's really important too, that we're all really lucky that we can access you as a teacher in Liverpool. So, and you're able to teach people from beginner level of adults and children, or even drummers and percussionists of other genres too.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a bit about what is it like how should people approach learning tabla as a beginner? Like
Yeah, there are two kinds of learning, I will say. Like one is really wants to play tabla, who wants to really want to learn tabla. That is one thing. And also from other genres, like we have a huge facilities, is a great thing that we have a language of tabla, language of drum, and it gives you the vast power of thinking for many compositions and their numbers and everything, which you can't even count in numbers, but you can do that with syllables, with the tabla language, with the syllables. So for that reason, many drummers, many guitar players, many piano players, they all are learning these syllables, tabla syllables, and they don't want to learn how to play tabla, but they want to know how to create something with those syllables because it's much more easier. So these two kinds of learning process are there.
And if people want to learn from you, or they want to start their learning in tabla, what kind of thing can they expect? Like, what if people say, "I want to learn from you"? What do you tell them that this is what it's like to learn tabla?
That is interesting. Like some parents sometimes ask me that how long will it take?
Yeah.
So there is no time limit. It depends how you are learning, how much time you are spending with your tabla or any instrument, and how you are practicing, how you are thinking. So it comes many things together.
Yeah.
And nowadays, obviously, there are so many things, and on internet they have so many things for the kids that they are busy with those things. We are lucky that we did not have computer games in our childhood. So this actually helped us made us more focused for the music, and that competition with the other same aged tabla players or tabla students, that we used to go to the competition. So sometimes in Calcutta, Bengal based competition, sometimes all India based competition are from your early age. So this kind of thing helped a lot.
Yeah. And I think it was also it's also true that, like any instrument, if you want to take it to a certain level, you have to
give time. But anything, like if you want to play football, you have to give time. You have to run 15-20 miles every day.
Yeah. But I think what's special about learning tabla too is that it also, anyone can learn from any background, but also I've seen that I wish I could have learned more. Like, I've learned a little bit of tabla, but I also know that it gives you that. It gives you something for your mathematical brain, part of your brain.
Oh yeah, obviously.
And it also helps you to, be versatile with other music genres as well.
Yeah, and also it helps you for your health also, that if you are in music and you are concentrating on music, so it helps you in many cases in your health reason also.
People have told us that it helps with mental health, also with your mood, with your focus. It's so many things which it helps with too. Yeah. Well, I think it's amazing that people can not only watch you perform live, they can learn from you as a beginner, at any stage in their career. And I've also seen you train drummers, jazz drummers, and
train drummers, and also in previous days, all the maestros like sitar maestros, sarod maestros, everyone used to go to a good tabla teacher to learn the mathematical things. They did not want to learn tabla, how to play, but they could play, but they did not want to be a tabla player, but they used to go to learn how they think, how the tabla players think, how can I learn the mathematical things from them, calculations or different kind of TIs or compositions like that. So till now it is there. When I was in India, so many instrumentalists used to come to my house. Here also, when I was Leeds, so many instrumentalists used to come to me to learn, and they are still teaching on basis of that. So it is good to hear that their students are also following the same path.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think that that's amazing, and we can see so much progression and energy and different success like this as well.
Yes, of course, and I'm happy that so many, and I'm thankful to all the parents here who are giving their time, energy, and money for learning Indian music or dance here. It's really, they are also doing big thing.
Well, at Milap, we just feel so happy and fortunate that you're part of the team, because it's great performances, great energy, so much that you can share with the people of Liverpool and England and Europe more widely. So we're really looking forward to seeing more of your students, more of your performances around the country, some amazing collaborations.
Thank you.
And, building on what you've done for these last 15, 20 years in England already.
Yeah, nearly 20 years now.
Yeah. So here's to the next 20 years. And thanks so much for being with us.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.